All right, cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, wow. They weren't really kidding with this one.
I knew from the smell
Yeah.
I was going to like this.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you like about this one?
It's just crispy.
Crispy.
It's crispy.
Actually, I kind of get that. This one,
Yeah.
so this is Echigo Tsurukame. I saw it first because it's Echigo, which is Niigata.
Mm.
And it says wine kobo shikomi. So it's got like wine kobo, like fermentation stuff in it. But yeah, so it's kind of winey. It's more winey than I thought it was going to be.
Is it? Arthur, you need to take out the garbage, boy.
You want some cheese with that wine? That's I remember the first time when I was complaining about something, I was whining about something, and a person said, "Oh, do you want more cheese with that wine?" And I was like,
Okay, Dad.
"What are you talking about? Why? I'm not eating cheese." Oh, because it sounds the same,
Yeah.
But today we're not going to be talking about whining.
No.
We're going to be talking about
Being a considerate person.
who's more considerate,
Yeah.
Americans or Japanese people? And I have to say,
Japanese.
Japanese are more considerate.
That's my hot take.
Yeah, I don't think that's a hot take. I think most people would say that.
Yeah.
But what makes you say that?
No, there's a stigma that Americans have of like when we travel somewhere.
Yeah.
It's like, stupid freaking Americans come and
Yeah.
we like goofing around.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's for better or worse. It's like anytime you see Americans get together, it's always like
Party, yeah.
Well, it's not so much party, but it seems like there's like a competition of who can like do the most wild thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you can't just like go and enjoy like a park, like a national park. You got to go and like, hey, let's sneak in the out of the bounds area and let's see who can get the closest to this like cliff that you'll die if you fall off.
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
So I feel like, maybe it's just because I don't talk with Japanese people enough, which could be true, but like I feel like when a lot of people from the States, when a lot of Americans, they travel abroad or they do something, they're always thinking about like how it's going to look on Instagram and how they can be the only one who has done something.
God, man.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think one of the things that Americans will do is it feels like, I mean, look, I haven't been to every country. I haven't been to Europe at all. But I've met a lot of Europeans, so it's not like I don't know what Europeans
are. Yeah, they're kind of like fake Europeans, the ones from England and from Ireland and Scotland.
They're not really Europeans.
Dude,
actually, most of my European friends here are from like Sweden and France.
Okay, well, until you said France, I was going to say, well, Sweden's up there too. They're kind of different, but
they're their own thing. But yeah, so one of the things that I think Americans do really well is I think Americans pick up on like helping people.
Yeah.
So I think that if out of the country, like obviously we're kind of just generalizing everybody, right? But like
all 300 million Americans are like this.
But I feel like if you're, especially like in a tourist situation, if an American tourist sees somebody that like clearly needs help, like I'll give you a really good example. So I have a buddy who likes to travel Asia.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been to like basically every country in Asia. And he was in Beijing, or actually, I think it was Beijing. And he was walking on the street and he saw what is clearly like a pickpocket.
Yeah.
So, it's like you see them all the time on the videos of like the dudes driving up the mopeds.
Yeah.
There's usually a woman like walking on the sidewalk and they'll just like go and snatch her purse and drive off. So he witnessed that and he chased the guy down and got the purse back.
Yeah.
Right. And I feel like the majority of the time that you see somebody reacting that way, it's often an American.
Yeah. Well, it kind of goes to like, we talked about, I forget when we talked about this, but you referenced a story when you were on the train and this woman fell down through the gap.
Yeah.
And you were the only one who went to help her,
Yeah.
And I noticed this too. Like, you can see that there are some people who are clearly in trouble and you should help them. But people look around to see if it's the socially acceptable thing to help them.
It's so hard to say because it's like we do kind of live in a bubble here in Tokyo.
Yeah.
Like we were just having lunch and I was just saying that I feel like there's 3 countries in Japan.
Yeah.
There's Tokyo, Osaka, and like countryside.
Yeah.
And the cultures in these places are like just so different from each other.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Let me be
considerate. Can I just tell you? So I remember in our older videos, we really cared about the tsugiai bunka, where like we always poured for each other, and people were like, "Man, these Americans, they really understand Japanese culture. They're pouring for each other." And then somehow, you just started pouring for yourself, and then I had to pour for myself. And I still am just like, what do I do?
You know what?
We should start back. What is it?
You just don't pour enough for me, man. I want to drink more. I want to drink more.
That's true. Okay, I'll be the person on the side. Okay. And I'll just get you more. Should I wear a kimono for you too and walk around like this?
I would prefer it.
I think you're the only person who would prefer that. Yeah, but as we were...
Okay,
yeah.
So you mentioned kimono. I'm not going to dwell too much on this topic, but can I just say, if it were possible for me just to remove all my clothes is coming out wrong. Trade in all of my clothes and just wear kimonos every day.
Yeah.
I'm all for that. If everybody here in Japan just decides, you know what, we're done with the Western clothes. Yeah. Let's just all wear kimono. That sounds good to me. Kimonos are comfortable, man. They're really comfortable.
Well, they are, but so it's funny though, because I ask people, why is it that people wear Western clothes so much? And I guess originally it was like, Western's better. But also, it's cheaper and it's easier because you just have to put on a shirt. Whereas with a kimono, you have to fold it around and stuff. If you want to wear a nice kimono, you have to go to Kitsuke and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm down for that. I'd like to do that.
Oh, they're really comfortable, especially during the summer because they're all like just a bunch of thin layers, right?
Yeah.
I feel like I don't sweat as much.
Yeah.
Oh, so
no, I get that.
But yeah, anyways, back to the whole like consideration thing. Like, it's one of the things that I noticed here about Tokyo, and I think you could probably say the same thing about like big cities across the world, but I've never been to them, so for me, it's unique to Tokyo. I think it's really easy to develop apathy here.
Yeah.
Right? You see so many people, and they've done like, there's been a lot of research on how living in different environments affects a person's psyche, like living in the countryside versus living in the city. And basically, your brain is able to register something like 160 to like 200 people a day.
Okay.
And once you hit that limit, you stop caring.
Okay.
Right? And, if you live in Tokyo, like 200 people, like
it's like the first 20 minutes.
Not even, right? It's like as soon as you enter the station without even getting on the train, you'll probably have like walked by like 300 to 400 people at that point, right?
Yeah.
And so it's easy to understand that a lot of people here in Tokyo just don't care about anybody.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm not talking about they don't care about anybody, but it's like people they don't know. Like I understand why there's that apathy, right?
Yeah. It's like that in New York City too.
Is it?
Yeah. I mean, whenever you have like a giant major metropolitan area, people tend to be like colder and they just don't pay attention.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's always so surprising, like when I visit Kansai, or like, when I go back to Kyushu and visit my wife's family, just like how different people seem to act.
They feel more considerate to you?
Yeah. Yeah, I would say so.
What made you, what's an episode that made you feel that?
I'll give you an example. So, I was back in Oita, with my family because my daughter was born.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you. But yeah, so the summer sucks there, by the way. I love Oita, but I do not want to there in the summer. It is miserable and there's so many bugs.
Yeah.
Anyways, sorry.
That could be another episode.
But yeah, so I'll tell you. So I was walking on the sidewalk, and there was a woman walking her dog, like in my wife's neighborhood, and she saw me and immediately stopped and walked over and was like, oh, hey, you're the S family.
Yes.
You're with them, right?
Yeah.
Like, are you married to their daughter? And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
And we just struck up a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And it's that kind of like, when you think of consideration, like, or being considerate, you think of like being polite, but it's really so much more than that, right? It's like taking time out of your day to go like initiate contact with a person and like kind of make them feel nice, right? That's the whole thing about being considerate. And it's like those small little behavior things you'll really see like once you get out of Tokyo.
Yeah, but to be honest though, I feel like you can also have that in small town America too. Like my hot take is that I think on average, because I don't want to generalize, even though I am generalizing.
We are
so generalized. We're going to have 100 people in the comments saying, but my brother's friend's cousin doesn't do that.
Austin and Arthur clearly have a bias. I'm bringing out my Trump voice now.
Clearly have a bias.
Austin obviously doesn't like Japan.
Yeah. You got to, when you're doing a Trump impression, you got to do the hands.
The small.
Got to do the hands.
No, but it's coming this month. Do you know that? It's coming to Japan.
Sure. Wonderful.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
He's going to go to his burger place.
What's his burger place? McDonald's?
Yeah.
He always goes to McDonald's.
Bro, he orders at the White House. No, so there's a burger place that's like really famous for hosting him here in Tokyo called Munchies.
Munchies? Okay.
Yeah, it's in Minatoku.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, they have like MAGA hats in there. They got all the Trump memorabilia.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
We should talk about. I mean, this is gonna sound. This is gonna be a very dangerous episode. We should really talk about like the conservative right in the States and in Japan because there's so much overlap. Because I feel like I knew more anti-vaxxers in Japan than I did in the States.
Yeah,
and I felt like. But anyways, we can talk about that later. But no. So my hot take is that I actually think that Japanese people are less considerate. I'll tell you why. Because, and even though they're less considerate, I would prefer to live here. And the reason why is I think when you talk about consider or consideration, right? My image of being considerate of others is to think about the other people's needs and like going above and beyond what's expected to help, right? But in the vast majority of cases here, people only do what they're expected to do. And the moment it gets to be out of their area of rules that's decided this is what you do, people kind of short circuit or they don't do anything. So like, for instance, when you drop your wallet and the person doesn't take it, but they say, oh, excuse me, you dropped your wallet. Yeah. Like that's a clear situation where you're supposed to be good. You know what the right thing is.
Yeah.
And like and a lot of the times, like the good service you get at restaurants, that's because it's hard coded into the manual for them to do it. But the moment you say something that is not in that manual, it's almost like does not compute. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair point.
Yeah.
But let me rebuttal to that, to use a debate word. Two things that I have a problem with American considerateness.
Consideration. We'll go with considerateness because consideration's a little bit different.
Yeah. I have to sneeze right now. It's driving me nuts.
It's okay. Just sneeze. Just get it off. We'll edit it out.
Oh man,
that was a big one.
I thought that was going to take more work.
Okay.
Anyways, so okay.
Oh man,
yeah. Dude, we're getting the juices flowing. I had a cranberry juices out of your nose right now, and it's already like kicking in.
Oh, the Cape Cod of all things. Oh my God,
I love cranberry. Wait, okay. So there's two things though that I really want to talk about, and it drive me nuts. The first thing is I think a lot of Americans will come off as more considerate. Like if we're comparing Japan and America, we'll come off as more considerate than many Japanese people. However, at the same time, it feels like a lot of people are considerate because they want something in return.
In Japan?
No, in America.
Oh, in the States, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's very like, hey, I'm being nice to you, so you owe me something, right? Like, I'll give you a good example. This isn't really an example of like considerateness, but like an example of like I expect something in return.
Yeah.
It's like there's often a joke about a guy taking a girl out on a date that he's going to pay for dinner and she's going to sleep
Put out.
with him.
She's gonna put out.
Right? And it's like, it's kind of disgusting behavior. Well, I mean, it is disgusting behavior, but like it really emphasizes that, like, I'm expecting a reward for me doing like a nice thing for you.
Yeah.
So that bothers me, right? The second thing that annoys me is people will sometimes do nice things when you don't want them to do something.
In the States.
You know what I mean?
Dude, yeah.
Dude, it drives me insane. It's like, oh, hey, you know, I brought you like dinner or something that's like, oh, I'm not hungry.
Yeah.
And now I feel obligated to eat dinner now because you brought dinner.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that kind of thing. It's like, I wish you didn't do this.
Can I want to hit on something with that, you know.
Hey guys, if you've watched this far, you're going to love our Austin and Arthur friends.
In the Austin and Arthur friends, you're going to really improve your English listening, and I mean a lot.
Yeah. So for each episode, you'll get English and Japanese subtitles, so you can check your listening and comprehension.
You'll also get access to a members-only community where you can talk with us, the both of us. Mainly me, right?
No, definitely not. For more info, click on the link here, or in the description box of this video.
Thanks for being our friend.
Woo!
I have no friends. So I'm not sure what it is like in Seattle, but in Boston, people drive like maniacs, as if there was no rules, you know?
People are like the most timid people you will ever meet in the world in Seattle when it comes to driving.
Yeah, I remember
They drive so freaking slow, it drives me insane.
And but so in America, in Boston, for some reason, everyone jaywalks, but it's technically illegal to jaywalk. And what happens a lot of times?
I'm walking here.
Basically, I'm walking here. Who the? I'm not gonna swear like that on the channel. So you never ever go on sidewalks. You just cross wherever you want.
Yeah.
And so normally what you're supposed to do is you wait on the curb and you wait for the cars to go by and you cross when there's no car coming by.
Yeah.
But sometimes people want to be nice and they will let you go. And they'll stop for you, which is nice. It's nice when they're in the lane closer to me. But sometimes the person in the lane farther away from me will stop and be like, oh, you can go, while the cars in the lane coming to me are passing by and I can't go. And the person's like, you can go, why aren't you going? I'm like, there's cars coming by. And then they get kind of like frustrated and they end up holding up the people behind them.
Yeah, dude, that's exactly what I'm talking about, where it's just like people will go, sometimes they will, it's like toxic compassion.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to describe it.
Toxic considerateness.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
And it's just like, can you just mind your business?
Yeah. Actually, here's the thing that I would say, actually. So talking about how I think Japanese people are less I'm sorry, man.
You suck at doing this, Art.
I'm sorry. I'm talking here. What's going on?
Talking here.
Yeah. It's fine. You pour it for yourself, you little. I'm just gonna stop there.
Not be considerate.
I am not considerate. That's everyone talks to me about how I'm not considerate and how I'm so selfish. I mean, I don't deny that. Anyways, so I would say, I think to people outside of your friend group, Americans people can tend to be more considerate.
Yeah.
But on your in group, I feel like Japanese people are much more considerate. Like I have a thing about, so have you ever like at your work or something where someone is about to leave, they're quitting their job or they're changing their job and they take out a little board with like pictures on it that everyone has like memories and like messages writing for everyone?
Yeah, everyone gets that.
Yeah, right? I have never really seen that in the States.
No.
You know?
No.
And that's like standard operations here.
Yeah. I think people are also a lot more willing to like cover for each other.
Yeah.
Like, I'll give you a good example.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're back in like the work situation, it's like if somebody's out for the day, it's like, okay, somebody needs to fill in, right? That's standard. Anybody will do that, right? But I think a lot of people here, especially in work environments, just because like the work culture here in Japan, I think people are a lot more in tune with each other.
Yeah. For sure.
a lot of times people will just like pick up on something and just like, maybe they're walking by a person's desk and that person just is really just not feeling great that day. Maybe they look sad or something. They'll just drop like a little chocolate or something.
Okay.
Right? It's like, oh, here you go.
Yeah.
Like the amount of times that's happened to me over the years that I've been working here in Japan, where someone will just walk up and be like, "Hey, you look a bit down today. Here's this random snack." It's like I feel like everyone in Japan has like a little snack drawer that they just pull out and it's like, I'm gonna give this to this person today.
Yeah.
And they do, by the way. Everyone has that.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah. But the thing though is that if it's someone in your in group, sure.
Yeah.
But then when it's someone in your outside group, unless there's like that protocol, then nothing happens. Whereas I feel like in the States, the person's in group is themselves. They have an in group of one that they're really nice to, and so to everyone else is like someone on the outside, and so they're not super considerate.
Yeah.
But they're more considerate than what you would see in Japan for someone considering the outside person.
Dude, one thing though, like if you wanna look at like kind of how recent news has been here in Japan, there's been a really big vibe shift in the past, I would say like the past like 3 to 6 months.
Okay.
There's been a huge vibe shift here in Japan where it's like, I think a lot of people were really maybe consider it's not exactly the right word, like tolerant of people, especially like tourists coming into Japan. And I think a lot of foreign tourists, I'm going to bash on foreigners for a bit. So get ready, all the people who say Austin doesn't like Japan.
Austin just doesn't like anyone.
I don't like anyone. That's the real truth. But yeah, so there's like a lot of foreigners that come here and kind of abuse the fact that Japan is usually very lenient on people breaking the rules here.
Yeah.
Like even Japanese people, not just foreigners breaking the rules, just like breaking the rules in general, people are usually pretty lenient on it. Like especially the police, like there's like a lot of discussion about how bad Japanese jails are. And I've never been to a jail here in Japan, so I can't comment on it. But I do know that cops here are pretty lenient as long as you're not really trying to cause trouble.
Yeah.
Right? And I think like most people are, right? But recently we've just done a 180.
Well, yeah, so it's funny because I've started using X more, Twitter more, and I have an account for Japan.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of anti-foreigner sentiment on X. And a lot of times what you do, so there's this, I remember seeing this post of this one guy who is like a really good skateboarder.
Sure.
And he was like skating in the middle of the road in an area where no one was around, but he was turning corners and stuff for his Instagram or whatever.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, like something that kind of was interesting to me is a lot of the comments said, hey, so you think you can do whatever you want in this country because we're nice and we're like patient with you?
Yeah.
That's not happening anymore, man. You should go to jail, and like that sentiment that you're talking about.
Yeah.
They were talking about.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I mean. So I think a lot of people here, like there's been kind of a feeling that Japan has been like a doormat recently. And I kind of agree.
Well, I feel like
I
feel like that kind of doormat sentiment, like that Japanese inferiority complex doormat sentiment, goes back all the way to the 1870s, in the Meiji period too.
Okay.
But I feel like that's something that just has stayed. It was more under wraps, and now it's coming back up again.
Yeah,
I think.
So like because like here's the thing, like I was watching I can't believe I'm bringing this up. So I was with my daughter, back in Oita over the summer, right? And it's like we were watching Sanrio, Hello Kitty TV show, right? It's a little cartoon. They do it in English too. That's
really cool.
Yeah, I was really surprised. English voice acting is like really good in that show. Anyways, we were watching it, and I have two girls, so I know all the Sanrio characters. So we got
Kitty-chan.
No. We got Kuromi and her best friend, which I just suddenly her name just left my head. Oh my god! I just said I know all the characters. Now I already forgot the names. Anyways, so like there's an episode where they're hosting a big party, right? And one of the characters that is hosting the party, like got their house all really nice and everything, and they invite all their friends over, and one of their friends brings tacos, and he's eating tacos. Yeah, he's eating tacos, like Mexican tacos, not taco.
Yeah,
but he's eating tacos, and it just gets like a big mess everywhere.
Okay. I mean, tacos are like really messy.
Yeah, it's like stuff's like falling out of his taco, and it's like getting all over the couch and stuff, and it's driving everybody kind of mad. And they're just like, dude, come on. It's like, why are you being a slob? Like that kind of thing. And for some reason, like that episode just got me into like a deep thinking, because it's like that felt like Japan so much, because it's like, you know, it's like everything is so nice and like well maintained here, and then here comes some fat American coming in with tacos, and it's like, dude, this feels so relevant right now.
Yeah,
and it's like the whole point of the episode was setting boundaries, and how the act of setting boundaries is in many ways being considerate.
Yeah, right.
Because you're telling your friends, you're telling people who you're welcoming in, like, hey, look, I'm really happy you're here, and I don't want our relationship to go bad, so please don't do this thing because it'll upset me, right? And that's like, the whole point of the episode was establishing like a healthy relationship, and I feel like Japan's kind of getting that at that point right now, where it's like, we as in like, you know, people here in Japan are not tolerating bad behavior anymore, because it screws everything up for everybody. Like, you can't go to Kyoto and just enjoy yourself.
Dude, I was just about to talk about that. You know, I was waiting for your turn to be done so I could talk about
Love talking.
And no, it's fine. But like, so I went to Kyoto last weekend.
It sucks.
Yes, I have a very hard time being there now, because I see all the foreigners, and then also because so I used to do events around the Fushimi Inari area.
Yeah.
And a lot of those places are old houses or old apartments that are turning into cheap hotels or whatever. And you can see there are signs saying, stop making these minpaku, stop making these hotels. We don't want these here. And it's hard for me to go there because I feel like an unwelcome presence there.
You know, it sucks for everybody. You know, it sucks for the tourists because you feel like you're not welcome.
Yeah.
Because you're not. No one wants you there.
Yeah.
Let's just be real. But, you know, it sucks for the locals because they're suffering, because all these people are coming in and it's causing a nuisance. And like, even if they're well-behaved tourists coming in, it's like there's still a lot of people and it's disruptive. It's like, this is not a theme park. This is where people live, right? But it's also frustrating as like people like us, the gaijin that live here, right? Because at the end of the day, who's getting all the blowback? Us, right? Because the tourists are like, all right, Japan, all right, bye. Yeah, they just go, right? They're done.
All right, bye. Yeah.
You know, and it's like, you know, when you know, the local residents are just like frustrated, and then it's like, okay, I want to like vent this frustration. Okay, well, you know, the foreigners living here are the ones that are going to have to deal with that, right? And we are dealing with it, right? You know, there's local legislation that's being passed right now for foreigners, where like if you screw up your tax information or your visa, like permanent visa status,
permanent residency, I saw that
residency, and there's like a lot more rules that are just like getting way more strict on people, and it's because of bad actors, right? 99.99% of the foreigners in this country are good-mannered people that like are just trying to make
the ones that live here,
they're just trying to make a living, but there's that 0.01 that causes trouble, right? And so it sucks.
I saw that this morning about how they're thinking about reconsidering the rules for permanent residency. And so then for me now, I'm wondering, like, is it, well, okay, so I want to get a house, and so then it makes sense for me to get PR. But like, other than that, you know, is there really a benefit to doing that versus like a 10-year visa? You know?
So it's just like, you know, I think in the long run, I think Japan will be fine, because I think just like that Sanrio episode, Japan's going to eventually hit a point where it's like, we are going to set our boundaries.
Yeah.
And as long as you're within those boundaries, just like the rest of Japanese culture, you're good.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's how Japan works.
Yeah.
As long as you just fit inside the lines, there's no issue at all.
Yeah. And I have to say, like, as a foreigner living here, I have no problem with that, because I feel like if you decide to live in a foreign culture, it's your responsibility to assimilate.
It is.
You know?
It is. And, you know, I'll tell you something that a lot of Americans complain about, because I think a lot of Japanese people would resonate with it, is in Seattle, there's a lot of Americans who complain about Chinese people.
Yeah, okay.
Because
I feel like everyone complains about Chinese people no matter where you go.
Yeah, but specifically, like there's a lot of Chinese communities around Seattle, and a big complaint is they're very insular.
Yeah, very insular.
Right? There's like a really strong sense of like us and them.
Yeah.
You know, there's just not a lot of like back and forth and anything, right?
Well, I have a Chinese American friend.
Yeah.
And she's born and raised here. Her dad does not speak English. I met her dad one time.
Yeah, exactly.
Me, I speak English.
Yeah.
You know?
So it's not just Japan going through this. That's like, I'm sure it's a thing with every country. You know, I'm sure probably it's the same way in China. There's probably like foreigner like communities, right? But like, you know, you see it a lot here with Japan too. It's like foreigners. It feels very much us versus them.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's very, very rare to see a non-Japanese person with all Japanese friends.
Yeah.
You will almost never see it.
Yeah.
Especially nowadays. Probably if you went back like 30 or 40 years, I think it's probably more common because you get the people who are moving here specifically to assimilate.
Yeah.
But now it's like people are moving to Japan for like work or like a million different other reasons. And they might not necessarily be interested in Japanese culture, but they're working here and they live here. And I think that's something that a lot of people here are really struggling with.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no, I get that. I think you and I talked about how we should talk about immigration on a different.
It's just kind of like
it's still and you know it's good though. I feel like this topic is relevant to a lot of things, but since we're moving on to a new topic, I think this is a good place to put a pin on it. And next time we're going to be talking about, I don't know how, actually maybe immigration can play a part in this, but our next topic is cultural differences in hosting people at your house.
I'm really excited about this one because I loved house parties back in the day. I don't want to ever do them ever again, but they were fun.
Yeah, well, we could talk about that next time. See you, man.
Yeah.